Hello, Sherlynn here, and today I am coming to you from a different RV park. This is an RV park in New Mexico called Bonito Hollow. It's by Bonito Lake, but at the moment Bonito Lake is empty. I'll put a link about Bonito Hollow below this video. But anyway, today I'm going to read you a classic story called The Snow Queen. Now, The Snow Queen has 7 different parts, so I'll read the introduction and the first story today. And then, for the next several days, I'll read the rest. So, I think we shall begin. The Snow Queen by Hans Christian Andersen, circa 1844. Now then, let us begin. When we are at the end of the story, we shall know more than we know now. But to begin, once upon a time there was a wicked sprite. Indeed, he was the most mischievous of all sprites. One day he was in very good humor, for he had made a mirror with the power of causing all that was good and beautiful, when it was reflected therein, to look poor and mean. But that which was good for nothing and looked ugly was shown magnified and increased in ugliness. In this mirror, the most beautiful landscapes looked like boiled spinach. Ugh. And the best persons were turned into frights, or appeared to stand on their heads. Their faces were so distorted that they were not to be recognized. And if anyone had a mole, oh, you might be sure that it would be magnified and spread over both nose and mouth. That's glorious fun, said the sprite. If a good thought passed through a man's mind, then a grin was seen in the mirror, and the sprite laughed heartily at his clever discovery. All the little sprites who went to his school, for he kept a sprite school, told each other that a miracle had happened, and that now only, as they thought, it would be possible to see the world how it really looks. They ran about with the mirror, and at last there was not a land or a person who was not represented distorted in the mirror. So then they thought they would fly up to the sky and have a joke there. The higher they flew with the mirror, the more terribly it grinned. They could hardly hold it fast. Higher and higher still they flew, nearer and nearer to the stars, when suddenly the mirror shook so terribly with grinning that it flew out of their hands and fell back to earth, where it was dashed in 100 million more pieces. And now it worked much more evil than before, for some of these pieces were hardly so large as a grain of sand, and they flew about in the wide world. And when they got into people's eyes, there they stayed. And then people saw everything perverted, or only had an eye for that which was evil. This happened because the very smallest bit had the same power which the whole mirror had possessed. Some persons even got a splinter in their heart. And then it made one shudder, for their heart became like a lump of ice. Some of the broken pieces were so large that they were used for window panes, through which one could not see one's friends. Other pieces were put in spectacles. And that was a sad affair when people put on their glasses to see well and rightly. Then the wicked sprite laughed till he almost choked, for all his trickery tickled his fancy. The fine splinters still flew about in the air, and now we shall hear what happened next.